inside in the garage. I know it's really messy, don't mind it though. We are making a video about everything about the YozmaIN10. I'm gonna go over the settings, everything about the bike. So settings, all the little hidden features on this bike, and kind of just show you how the entire bike works. So if you're planning on getting a Yozma, or you either want to or you're getting one or whatever, and you're getting it soon or something like that, you know how to use it when you get it. So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown here, everything on the bike, and try to make it as straight to the point as possible. So let's get straight to it. So when I bought this bike, it came with 2 keys, it came with the little fanny pack, and it came with 2 more sets of plastics. No, 3. Not plastics. 3 sets of stickers. So if you want to take the old ones off and put on new ones, there's a new set of blue. There's a set of light blue, a set of like a lighter, like a mid-ish kind of purple, and then there's a second set of the white, which comes stock on the black one here. Down here we have a chain guard, nice knobby dirt tires, nice chain. If you order it in the mail, I got it at a local store, so I get it pre-built for me, and they already lubed the chain and stuff. So when you get your bike, if you order it, you may have to lube your chain, lube your axles right here. Comes with front and rear disc brakes, a nice display. When I got the bike, I saw videos, the display looked pretty small. This is not a small display. This is probably 2 inches here, 2 inches by 1 inch, I think, display. And then you have, well, just this whole thing is, but you have your mode selector here. Hold on. Headlight right here. I'll show you it on in a second. The black one comes with this like ribbed seat. The red one does not. The red one does not come with a stock seat like that. It's not the comfiest seat. It could be better. These plastics are a little wobbly. I mean, not the best plastics, but they work on the bike nice. If you go on eBay, these rear fenders are for sale all over the place in case you are doing a wheelie and you loop and this snaps off. There's tons of these on eBay for sale for like 20 bucks. These brakes are nice. If you dump it, they are not reversible, so you cannot push forward on it. So if you dump it and it snaps off, you're gonna have to buy new levers, but really nice brakes. Here's your little bleeding reservoir thing there for your brake fluid. This is your front brake on the right by the throttle, and then your rear brake is on the left over here. Nice front tire. Tire size is 14 in the front, 12 in the back. Keep in mind, this is the stock YozmaIN10. This is not the Pro. Comes with a Sur-on throttle. This is the big thing about these bikes. Everyone loves these Sur-on throttles. It twists pretty far from here down to here, and it's really nice and snappy. Super nice and snappy throttle. Headlight is decent. People usually like upgrading this because it only shines in one little square you'll see when the bike is on. Display is pretty nice. These plastics aren't the best. Like I said, these stickers are not the best because here it starts to peel up. I tried washing the bike, kind of started to peel up. I'm planning on painting these plastics. They probably aren't hard to paint. Comes with fork guards, the controller right under here, the entire bike. So what I really like about this bike is they include the plastic here. This is part of the frame up here, and this is the battery. So they include kind of all of it into like, they include everything like color matched. If it'll focus, right? Okay. Everything is like color matched, so it kind of just flows with the bike. Because other bikes will sometimes maybe have like the battery covered up with part of the plastic, and then to make it look nice because the battery might be weird. You have a kickstand here. Nice kickstand. Like flat part on the kickstand bottom there, but that's okay. These levers, it's a little squeaky, but really nice. They fold all the way up to here. So if you need to make it past, I've noticed this is really good, especially in like more dirt conditions. I took it out yesterday. It was really muddy, as you can see. I washed the bike off. It washed off pretty easily just with a simple hose. Not even like pressure washing it. Now, if you're pressure washing it, I haven't done it yet. You can go into the seat and unplug the battery and then wrap the cables in like electrical tape or something like that so that they don't get wet and ruin your bike. Let me turn on the bike here so you can see. Put the key in, turn it, and it'll beep twice. And then this is on. Your display is on. We have 119 miles there. I'm basically fully charged. It was charging while I was starting to make the video. But here you can change your modes. So right here it says this is your modes. You can change this amount of modes on here. Let me get on the bike. So right here is your miles an hour. It goes down to the points. Odometer. That is your total miles. Here, it'll get to focus. If we press the M button, that'll say how many miles you've gone on this ride, your average mile per hour, your maximum miles an hour, and how many volts you're pulling, and the time you've had the bike on. And then once you turn it off and back on, it'll reset all those, but it won't reset the odometer there because that's how many miles you have on it. Your battery, you have 5 bars. Sometimes it'll go like in between. It doesn't go in between the bars when you're like halfway down. When you're on the throttle and riding, it'll have it like one more down. And then when you stop, it'll go back up that bar that it was down. So it's kind of like in between there. So it does that a ton. So yeah. Here's your modes. So I don't know what the pass says. If you press the plus button, it goes into mode 1. That goes about 18 miles an hour. Mode 2, right here, goes about 28 miles an hour. And mode 3 goes about like 38 to 40. It says 40 miles an hour top speed. They take that top speed off of when you have the bike up on a stand. I've actually full throttled out like on like a straightaway. But so this is your settings page. There's also a 0 mode. The 0 mode disables the throttle. There's no throttle, so it's basically like a neutral. If you hold down the plus and the minus button, it'll go to here with the P. This first one, I don't know what it does. I really don't know what that does. I just have it default to 0. If you press the M button, it'll go to here. That is your screen brightness. You can see it kind of changed there. That's the brightest. I usually keep it on 2. I think it's stock at 2. And then here is, I don't know what this does. It's just, it says mile. Oh, this, you can change between miles and kilometers. So that's that. 3, this is your volts. When you go up, it'll make the volts go down more. You can go down to 24 or all the way up to 72. But I don't really think that's what that is. I haven't really dug into it yet because this is a 48 volt battery. And as you go up, it makes the battery go down more, as you can see right there. So it might be volts, I don't know. P4 is your modes. You can turn it 3, 5, or 9 different modes so that you can get more specific with your modes here. Instead of just having 3 regular modes, you can go anywhere in there. And 9, if you leave it there for too long, it'll go down. If you're on 9, it's basically the exact same as 3. So, yeah. Now, this P5, I don't really know what it does. P6, really don't know. And then P7 is just the miles. That's a regular thing. And then to save it, hold down the plus and the minus, or you can just wait like 30 seconds, and it'll go back to the screen where you have everything there. If you change that volts page, you might have to turn the bike off and on once. and then it might work there. I don't really know, but we turn the bike off here. 2 different keys, like I said. Pretty nice. So if you lose the one, you have the other one just in case. Right here on the side, there's a keyhole. Put the key in, pop it, and this seat will come up. Now, if you have a 3D printer, you can 3D print a little box for in here to put storage, because you can't really put anything in here because that's the back shock right there. So things could go in there, go right in this little hole. So you can see there, and it'll go straight out. It'll spit it right out through here, and it'll go straight through the frame and down into the ground. And then you might lose your phone, and you don't want that. So if you 3D print that, you can't really put much in there except for like a snack. Your phone won't fit in there. I've tried. And it also makes it so that it's hard to close this, because this little square fits in this little square. And when you make that size smaller, by putting the box in there, you can't really close the seat very well. It still closes, and it still works. It's just a little off. Here is your battery. It has a bracket with 2 Allen keys right here. The bike comes with a toolkit with all the screws and bolts. Not screws and bolts. Like hex keys, screwdrivers, everything you may need to you could take apart this whole bike with that one box. Here's your handle. It like flips back down automatically on a hinge. Here's your battery. So you can open this up, and the battery plug will come out, as you can see. And then you can take out the battery, do whatever you need to do. When you push this back in, push that down. Make sure your plug is all the way in. You might need to use some force. And here is all your battery facts, like it says 48 volts there, all that stuff. Your controller is behind this. So if you want to get to the controller and put a far driver in, you have to take your battery out. So just know that. Here there's just the latch. This little cord down in here. This cord right here goes to the keyhole. That's your keyhole, and when you close this, you can close it right there where the latch is, and it'll lock, and this is now fully locked in. Can't really get to it, and you can only access it with the key. Here's a mud flap, so you don't get mud all over your back shock. I've noticed the brakes aren't like super good, super good. When you're washing it, just be careful, because you really don't want to get the motor wet or the battery if you didn't take it out. Here, this doesn't really stay in. This bottom part, those little things, the pins go in the holes, and it doesn't really go in. It doesn't stay in there because it's bolted in up here. So it won't move, but it kind of just flaps around. Not like much, like it just makes a noise. You don't notice it flapping around, it just makes a lot of noise if you hit a bump. Here is an external plug. You also probably saw the external plug next to the plug inside the battery. That's where you plug it in. So yeah. Oh, here's your headlight. This is the headlight. It focuses on one little square, and that's why people upgrade it. You can get just a plug-and-play one. All you have to do is find the cable for this behind the controller. So take your battery out, get to the controller, and then literally just unplug this, unscrew it, unplug it, and then put the new upgraded one on if you want. So that's pretty easy. Bar pad is okay. It's just zip tied. It's like rubbery. These bars are pretty nice. Once again, surround throttle, all the nice stuff. So that's going to be a wrap up of the YozmaIN10 features and like hidden things on it. So see you guys in the next one. Peace out.